probably next in line to get his contract, whether it be from the Oakland Raiders or from somebody else here either this season or during the course of the season or next. And speaking of the end of the line, that is the last official story for Season 1 of In the Zone with Brian Jones here on 3 and Out Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor, a pleasure, and a blessing to bring you this podcast here. The hope was every Friday, but again, life sometimes get in the way. Things happen here for you here since March of this year, as we sit here on August 31st. My hope for this podcast to begin with was to basically bring it to you as I've said on my social media profile. It's a sports show with an edge. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing for you. I'm just going to hand it to you straight. Some people have liked it. Some people have not. People have hopped in my inbox and said nice things. And some people have said some not so nice things. But I guess that comes with the territory, if you will, of doing what I do. And as I stated again, with this being the last podcast for 2018, but a lot of people ask me, am I done doing the podcast or what happened or anything else? The bottom line is that, and this is one thing that my grandfather, may God rest his soul, always taught me, was that in life, nothing stays constant. Nothing stays the same. Something or someone always moves, and you got to adjust to it. So, transitioning in with different things, again, some things must happen, some things must move. Some things probably are not going to happen, and some things probably not move for you. So, as I transition forward with certain things I'm doing with my life, this is one of the things that cannot transition forward with me at this time. That does not. And I want to be super inferiorly, crystal, transparently clear. In the Zone is not stopping here. It's just stopping for now. That also being said, I want to announce the introduction of the Zone Read, which is my blog that I'll be putting out every week. It is going to be Twitter and Instagram once I get that page up here in the next couple of weeks. Specific for right now. The question's been asked, well, why are you putting it on Facebook? I'm getting to that. Again, Twitter and IG specific starts on Twitter next week. Will be out, I'm hoping every Friday or every other Friday, depending on how things work out. Probably on Instagram here in the next 2 to 4 weeks once I get that process and everything else set up there. Another thing to know about In the Zone is the format of the show will change. This is what's known as a standalone format. As in, I stand here alone with a microphone on my head and a system in front of me, a list of topics that are on my phone or my computer that I read off, prepare show notes. I put a lot of blood, heart, sweat, and tears into this show. And my wife can tell you sometimes where she's giving me dirty looks at 2 or 3 in the morning on my phone. She's like, what are you doing? I'm working on show notes. Take it behind the bed. It's being in the morning. Leave it alone. What do you... So, when I say I put my all into this, when I put my effort into this, I do that to make sure that this is the best show possible for you guys. I don't take this for granted. I'm not going to half-ass it, do it. I'm going to make sure that, hey, this is 100% real, 100% whole, and 100% ready for you when that headset goes on and I hit live or record and this on-ear light blinks on and says, hey, it's on you. The audience is yours. Let's hear it. So the format of the show is going to change. It's going to be no more 70 and 80 minute just me by myself. The show time itself is probably going to be a little bit longer, but it's also going to be more content involved in it as well. I've said for the longest time on social media with some people that want to get on that I'm going to have guests. I have a few guests already lined up. Basically for 2019, I believe I have my first 6 shows, I want to say, that I'm going to have guests already lined up. Some of the stuff's going to be recorded. Some of the stuff's going to be live. Just depending on how things work out in with people's schedules and everything else. I want to make sure that they're on here. Want to make sure that you hear them. Want to make sure that they get heard, and want to make sure that this is, again, the best show possible. I have a few more people I'd like to add. Some are known nationally. Some are not known nationally. Am I going to let anybody know who these guests are? Hell no. I've had people ask me, like, who's on the guest list? Who do you have coming? My wife doesn't even know who I have coming on here yet. So if she doesn't know, you guys are not going to know. She's probably going to be the first one to find out. I'm like, hey, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lined up for this show, this show, this show, this show, and this one too. So she'll know before you guys know. There's also going to be a Facebook page added for the show, which is the primary reason why I said the Zone Read is going to be a Twitter and IG Pacific blog to begin with. But the Zone Read will be on the Facebook page when it gets created sometime later this year or in early 2019. I'm not doing it now. Don't have the time to do the specifics and break things down and invites and everything else, and to upload previous episodes and everything from the Zone Read that would be on there that I want on there and everything else. Like I said this show's going to be, and I said before, this show's transitioning from what it is now. It's going to be something better. The one thing I've learned from doing this is that not everybody's going to cheer for you and want you to do well. They're going to find a way to put their foot on your neck and try to suppress what you're trying to build and what you want to happen for yourself. And that's fine. Let a hater do what they going to do. Been dealing with them all my life. I'm just going to just shove past that, use them as an example, step on them, and keep building higher. So again, Facebook page is coming for In The Zone. The logo I have now on my social media with the lights and the In The Zone with Brian Jones logo, after this weekend, will be retired. Be a new logo coming out. I'm also going to have theme music. I've been talking to my guy Nelson L, who I've known since 2003. Known him 15 years. He's a local rapper in Kansas City. He's rapped with people like Tech 9, 57th Street Road Dogs, other national acts, other local acts. Has produced tracks with them. Bone Crusher. He and Bone Crusher put out a whole album together here in Kansas City and Atlanta that not a lot of people know about or have heard. And all of it is hot. Beats, rhymes, the whole deal. Theme song is coming. New sponsors potentially going to be coming. The platform that this is on right now potentially could be changing. Again, I've always been of the mindset in life, take a step up, never take a step back. Where I'm at now is fine. Where I want to go is going to be that much greater. I'm also going to have theme weeks or theme months or theme shows. One of the things that I've already had that I wanted to do on here but didn't get really a chance to get around to was basically doing a month where it's all women guests, or where I may just have a woman host In The Zone for, that month or for that week or for however long we're going to do that. To where they may be on here on Spreaker, or they may be on what I'm going to announce on next. But basically, again, have the women on it to, of course, talk about sports, but also to talk about women's rights, women's empowerment, the women's movement that's going on, things that they're involved in themselves that are uplifting themselves and other women's in their community, nationally, locally, and things of that nature. One of the sports groups that I'm in, and some guys actually listen to the show, going to have a fan zone. That's what the name of the group is. I have a fan zone week or a fan zone month, where basically we just come on here for 60 or so minutes and introduce you to the guys, and we just sit around and talk about sports topics and things that are relevant in our lives and what's going on, not just with sports, but with life and politics and things of that nature. Another add to the format is going to be Periscope and Facebook Live. I might be doing both. For right now, I'm definitely set on doing one. The other one, I'm still working on that one. If I can get both of them to work, then hey, so be it. We'll do it. So, let this be known now. This will be the last standalone. Hey, Brian, we're here. Entertain us with your voice and your topics and your issues for however long. No, this is the last standalone show for In the Zone. The logo again will be retired after tomorrow. And again, 2019 going to be a big year for me, for In the Zone, for this program again, taking things to new heights and the places never seen before. Before I log off for the final time this year, I want to also give out a few thank yous to people. The most important thank you I want to give out is to my loving wife, my support, my backbone, my everything, and my wife, Sierra. And you guys really should thank her too. Because without her tolerating me bouncing things off for sports-related, different ideas, topics, we sometimes have had little mini arguments over certain different types of things. Without her love and support for this program and for this project, I would not be doing this right now. So if anybody deserves thanks or needs thanks, it is her. So she's not really social media savvy. She's not really out there. But if it's anybody that you can say holds the show up or allows the show to go on at this point in time, it's her. And her alone. And she's got a lot of stuff that she could be doing, a lot of stuff that she's dealing with, to where she could have just said, nope, shove this aside. Hey, cool, whatever. We're gonna move on, and then hey, I would have just had to suck it up and deal with it. But the opportunity presented itself. I ran it by her, and she was on board with it and said, hey, this is something that you've always wanted to do. Run with it. Let's see where it goes. She's heard and seen some of my ideas. And it said, hey, let's run with it next year. Let's see where it goes. So, again, my immense thanks to my wife, Sierra, for always having my back, holding me down, supporting me, especially when it comes to what I call our other kid here with the In the Zone podcast. Special shout out to 3 Now Radio, Trace Nye, LaDonna Samani, and the 3 Now family for allowing me to come on here and have this platform to come on here and talk about sports and sometimes politically related issues and wrestling and boxing and the things that are interesting and are relevant here in today's sports world. Also for allowing me, basically, for when this was negotiated, to have the one thing that, again, I'll always have. When I did this, they asked me, they was like, is there anything that you want to have for yourself for this show? I basically just said I want my own freestanding platform. I want to be able to say what I want, talk about what I want, and I want no restraints on me. And they were like, hey, cool. Here are the keys to the car. Don't wreck it. And so far, so good. Hey, we're going to see what happens here in the future. But to this point in time, I just want to say thank you for them for allowing me this platform. And finally, to the people on social media, to my friends, my coworkers, my supporters, those who have backed me from day one, from season 1, episode 1, when the world will never be the same, to where we are right now with the end of the road and happy days are coming soon. And you can bet your bottom dollars happy days are coming soon. So it's been an honor again, a pleasure for me to do this to you guys, to bring this to you guys, to present it to you guys. Again, the Zone Read coming next week. Twitter and IG specific from now. Coming later this year, early 2019, to Facebook. And again, the next time that this show hits the airwaves, it's going to be under a totally different format. You're going to hear music. You're going to get to see my ugly mug every single week, whether it be on Periscope or Facebook Live or whatever platform that I'm going to be on. And I'm just going to enjoy the ride as I have here thus far. So for the final time here in the year of 2018, see you guys sometime down here the road. Again, to quote Denzel Washington in the movie John Q, this is not goodbye, not by a long shot. This is just see you later. I'm Brian Jones for In the Zone. Thank you all so much for supporting me, and I'll see you guys down the road. Thank you.